Hey everybody, this is JCP5 back for yet another Devil May Cry 3 video. This time we're going to be doing mission number 2. Just as I said, we're going to go through all of them eventually. I know it's been a little while, but I'm just lazy, I guess. Here we go, this is number 2. This time I wanted to decide to go with Royal Guard because, well, why not? It's like the most hyped style. And unfortunately this isn't really the best performance I've done with it, just because purely for the reason that you have to have 0 damage on this mission. I did actually have a run through before this where I had messed up the royal release or the counter right at the very end against the last against the boss, and if you don't time it perfectly, you take a tiniest bit of damage, and I didn't get the S, so I was really mad. And this was like 2 hours of trying to do this mission, and I was just devastated. I was like, oh god, why? So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to play it safe, you know, just use really solid fundamentals, don't really have to block stuff, mainly just dodge stuff, only block stuff within really controlled situations, that way I can build up the meter. And anyone who tells you that this style is the defensive style, they're wrong. This is probably the most offensive and most powerful style in the game. It does the most damage if you can get the blocks right, and it's just high risk, high reward. It's just disgustingly powerful. So as you can see here, I'm just actually playing a lame game because I was like, no, 2.5 hours of grinding this out, and like you mess up one parry, you're just like, I hate everything. I just want to die because you take that tiny little bit of damage, you just get a block by accident or you get hit by accident. So I just decided, I'll play it safe. I use Agony and Redraw because they have solid AoE, and you don't really need to lock onto much, especially if you're hitting big crowds like this, and of course Rebellion, because it's probably my favorite weapon in the game. And I actually didn't even think that these guys would die here. I was actually going to kill one of them, and then like parry the other guy with it in a controlled spot again, but he just died. And there's a little trick to this, as you can see right there. It's 1 shot of Spiral, 5 shots at Ebony and Ivory. You guard cancel the 5th shot, and you get a parry. So it's like a really cheap way to gain meter. It gives you an entire circle, and it also just does a ton of damage. So, and I always like charging up the explosion for this because those white guys, I can't remember what they're called. I think they're sloths or something like that. They have so much health when they're triggered or when they're powered up. So I just try and deal as much damage as I can before they transform, or kill them before they can transform. The way the transformation works, if anyone doesn't know, I believe it's like 30 seconds. It actually depends on the enemy. But if you don't kill them within a certain amount of time in Daunting Time mode, they power up like this, and they get a ton of health. They get a bunch of armor. You can't make them flinch or anything like that. It's like super annoying. Well, you can, but it's just a lot harder. And this is why I picked Royal Guard mainly for this boss fight. It makes this like brain dead easy. If anyone who doesn't really know how to use Royal Guard, one of the basic techniques is like you use the iframes on your jump in order to block attacks. Because to get a parry, you have to block an attack 4 frames before it hits you. So if you just iframe when you're in it, you're technically blocking it on frame 0 or frame 1 because you're already in the active frames of the attack. And oh, watch his health disappear. There you go. That's just a combination of the explosion and the release right there. So in order to use like Royal Guard effectively, you just take advantage of the iframes within your jump and your rolls. There, all you really need is jump, and just makes it really easy. And stick around for the stats right here. Here we go. I'm not actually 100% sure what the requirements are to get the S ranks. I just got them, so it's like, whatever. Also, I made sure to collect every single orb, because there's a few times where I ran through this, and like I did really well, and it's like, orbs, A! I was like, oh god, why? But there you are, there you have it. Stick around for number 3. It's not going to be pretty, the Cerberus fight. Catch you later.